counter-interpretation of the counterplan is a condition or default authority to the alternative actor solves all of their offense. Given this, you should defer to defer to any risk of the affirmative offense to resolve the agency. The false consistency of the logical decision maker is the best model for decision making. There's no act to how to force another actor to act in their place. It teaches a bad model for learn how decisions are made. The straight evidence indicates that the practical or the mental evidence indicates that the practical wisdom is the most important value of the activity. It's the value that applies to all other debaters. We may not become academics or policymakers, but when we have to make important decisions in our daily lives, defeating the entire purpose of the activity. This also frames the value of the education arguments. Learning about alternative actions may be important, but the counterplan educates us as academics to approach these questions irrationally and disingenuously, running those arguments as a dis-ad or as an affirmative solves and an accurate representation of agent decision making. This also proves that they're a bastardization of the literature because advocates action based on not certain probability, which is the same as negative in between. It's not true comparison for true action. We have real world examples. For example, the courts cannot go to the courts cannot go and have their minions do something. The president cannot go to the courts and say, hey, courts, you do this action instead of myself. The Congress cannot do things. The Congress cannot say, hey, Department of Homeland Security, you do it instead of me. They can only delegate that action to another actor, which solves all of their actor and mechanism offense, but does not, but preserves affirmative protectability and education about the affirmative action. Now, he says the counterplan is also a mechanism. Yes, that mechanism may be, but they can have the Congress devolve in order to gain education about that mechanism. All our counter-interpretation solves the offense. Solves the offense. Now, he also says that that's critical to real-world education because of the CTBT. Look, that is their evidence. Their evidence is their analogy is taken out of context. It did not test the way that the actions, the way that the agents act, because in the world in the CTBT, you cannot agent counterplan because only the Congress can pass things like ratify and they cannot do things like have the president ratify. Now he says it's crucial net flexibility devolve that shit. So obviously solves on offense. He says that we have a defense of our way. That's not our beef about your interpretation. We only think that you should not fiat that an actor does it instead of something. He says that they have unlimited, but you do not use the executive. You use an agency. This is the counterplan text, which proves our infinite regression arguments. There's an unlimited number of non-resolution actions the negative we pick from, which reduces the ability to bring negative strategies. And the reason why he has an agency to it is because he does not want to bring the risk of a link to politics, which proves our argument. Proves our argument. He says that the Mitchell evidence proves that this topic is key. No, this is not true. The topic is not built to address different branches. This is why this topic is about why immigration is good or bad. And the history of topics proves that the courts topic, the education topic, and labor topics, these are all topics that were not built for agents, but because the agents debate becomes allowable, it means that these topics are never talked about. It means that there's a potential to kill future education for future topics, which is in order to preserve non-crucial ground for agents. If they really wanted to test the agent, they would only run a mechanism counterplan because it would solve better for their education because it conforms to the real world enactment of how agents work. This is a better interpretation of real world education. If he says we just have to read a visa waiver, look, that's irrelevant to our argument.
No, Monica, you need to point. You need to be like the plan text says Congress and the counterplan text says.
Oh, and the link is that the plan text says Congress. The counterplan text says not Congress.
Yeah,
which he has already conceded.
And the judge has the power to decide over the plan, not the counterplan.
Oh yeah, and the judge has the power to decide over the plan without the counterplan, because under their interpretation, even if you only limit it to 3 branches, you can only do Congress, the executive, or the courts, but you cannot choose to do an agency.
Because the judge put in the position as a congressperson.
Because the judge is put into a position as a congressperson.
Okay.
Now start.
There you go.
Following conceded scenarios, Hedge solves all conflict after Kazan and Kagan argument. It deters global instability because nobody wants to challenge the United States. And the United States can intervene in low-level conflict. They've conceded this massively decreases the risk of accidents. Bipolarity solves. Bipolarity proves things like the Cuban Missile Crisis and early alert postures are more likely in the world of challenges. Second is proliferation. They conceded that hegemony prevents it because the United States can intervene, like in Iraq, or encourage states to negotiate their uncommon emphasis is rapid proliferation causes nuclear instability and accidents. This is a conceded impact go to the uniqueness debate. They have conceded the Slater evidence from the 1AR indicates that their evidence is mostly biased. Our evidence indicates that it's mostly posturing because they want Obama to look good. However, people who have taken polls of the GOP have said that they do not want START to pass because they want to delay it until January. Our evidence from the 2AC, the New York Times evidence from the 2AC indicates that Kyle's strategy is working. Even if there's a military consensus, the GOP would prefer to stick to Kyle because this early in the term they want to enact party discipline. You should obviously prefer our polling evidence and our insider evidence because these are people speaking against their interests, and these are the GOP people calling us that they admitting that they are not willing to stand around. This proves that Kyle's influence is more important. Kyle's influence is more important than anything else. Now go to the link debate. He does not have a single piece of evidence that is specific to Kyle. We have a piece of South Carolina evidence indicates that all of their evidence is generic because they have to prove it's the burden on them to prove which people switch. But we have the only piece of evidence that indicate that people who usually hate immigration, people like Schumer and Hutchinson, have sponsored the bill in the past, and there are Republican senators who hate. That's also the 1AR Curran and Berger evidence indicates that even if there's opposition, they're not effectively organizing because they think nurses are the bomb, and they think that the plan is perceived as a economy thing, not an immigration thing.